And now shifting focus to the US, which was hit by two separate incidents within a span of few hours. The first one took place in the New Orleans French Quarter on the New Year's Day, where a US Army veteran with an ISIS flag on his truck swerved around makeshift barriers and plowed into the crowd, killing 15 people. The suspect has been identified as Shamsud Din Jabbar, a 42-year-old US citizen from Texas who once served in Afghanistan. He was later killed in a shootout with the police. Well, the attack injured about 30 other people, including 2 police officers wounded by gunfire from the suspect. The Federal Bureau of Investigation said an ISIS flag was located in the vehicle, and the team is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. The team has thus launched a manhunt for more suspects, with an extremely heavy police presence at the scene. Also, within few hours, the second incident took place in Las Vegas, where a Tesla Cybertruck exploded in flames outside the Trump International Hotel, killing 1 person and injuring 7 others. On your screens are the videos taken by witnesses inside and outside the hotel, showing the vehicle exploding and flames pouring out of it as it sat just outside the hotel. The FBI is investigating whether the blast was an act of terrorism. The suspect concerned has been identified. However, police said it was not yet ready to publicly identify the driver.
This is an isolated incident. We do not believe that there's a bunch of folks out there supporting this or helping this, and we don't believe that there's any other danger to the community right now.
Well, the police has urged the public to avoid the area, though the police noted the fire had been put out. President Joe Biden, too, has directed his team to offer any federal assistance needed. And my colleague Anil Thomas joins us for more on this. Well, Anil, indeed a very, very tragic incident right on the New Year's Day. While the probe is on, what are the updates you are getting on this?
Not exactly. It's a horrific incident, surely unsettling the apple cart when it comes to New Year celebrations. And this particular city is known for its celebration. New Orleans their economy depends highly on tourism. And this particular event that's taken place. Remember, in 2016, it all started in France. This kind of assault, especially on celebrations or people on the streets, was something that we saw in Nice, where close to 88 people died. And a similar trend being followed across many countries now. You could see the same happen in China, a similar incident like that. And this particular place, New Orleans, in Louisiana district, is also known as the capital, especially when it comes to accidents that takes place. The crime rate here is pretty high, close to 26% of crime rate that we have seen in this particular country, in this particular state. 45%, there has been a sharp fall, especially when it comes to the crime rate in New Orleans. But having said that, this particular incident has clearly rattled the New Year celebrations there in the city, and a city that hugely banks on its economy, banks especially on tourism. This particular incident, this particular terrorist attack is not something that the people there are used to, and is surely upsetting the apple cart when it comes to the celebrations, when it comes to New Year, and also the Super Bowl game that one was expecting. The Super Bowl game getting affected very badly. It's been postponed for 24 hours, but I think it's going to have a cascading effect, and this cascading effect is going to have a lasting impression, especially when it comes to the economy of New Orleans and Louisiana getting affected.
All right, Anil, has the motive behind the attack been ascertained till now?
Well, that's something that's been a cause of concern, when it comes to the motive behind this particular attack. This is an Airbnb truck that is being used in this attack, and also in the attack that's taken place near the Trump Towers. But the American president has been quick to clear that these two incidents have no link to each other. And I think that's where, the so-called expectation that, they could be linked, because there have been many personalities in America who have tried to link it together. But then the American president has doused the fire. He's in Camp David, but he's doused the fire, especially when it comes to linking the two incidents that have taken place simultaneously. So there is no connection. The motive behind it, yes, that's something that's a cause of concern. The person was in former army man, and he's got a sticker of ISIS on his vehicle or the truck that he's used to ram the people, the celebrations or the people on the street. So that's the only link that they have been able to find out. And this particular case, New Orleans has seen a similar kind of attack in November and also in 2017. But this one, as the FBI put it, is an act of terrorism, something that the people there are not used to. And I think that's something that's a bigger cause of concern, investigating it and getting to the root cause of, how this happened and why this happened. That's something that FBI has not been able to answer. And I think that's where a lot of question marks are being raised.
Surely a lot of question marks being raised indeed. Thank you so much, Anil, for all those details.